It's not an easy journey when there's so many roads to choose from. The easiest ones are the ones where we lose on.
Assalatu wassalamu alayka ya Rasulallah. Assalatu wassalamu alayka ya Habiballah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Alhamdulillah, today we are on Sunday the 20th of March and I am giving you all a quick update regarding Umrah. For all those people, mashallah, that want to travel to Saudi Arabia, I have heard some rumours with some restrictions easing, some restrictions not easing, and what restrictions have eased. So this video really is a clarification video for you all, alhamdulillah, and just for those that do want to, mashallah, travel to the blessed lands of Saudi Arabia to visit Makkah and Medina, to perform Umrah, then you are able to do so. So first things first, Hajj alhamdulillah will be taking place this year. So if anyone does want to make the pilgrimage, once in a lifetime opportunity to offer the Hajj, then alhamdulillah do get in touch with your local travel agents in whatever part of the country, the world you are in, but do please remember me and my family in your blessed du'as when you are out there. So in terms of visiting Saudi Arabia, the restrictions are currently, as they stand at the moment, this is fresh from my contacts and my network that I've received, that if you are under 12 and you want to travel, so they've opened Umrah now and Saudi Arabia for those people that want to travel with children, because previously no children were allowed. So what they're saying now is if you want to travel with a child who is under 12, that's from a newborn all the way right up to the ages of 12 years old, they can travel without being vaccinated, as long as they are traveling with an adult who is vaccinated. So the adult that they're traveling with will need to be vaccinated, alhamdulillah, so double vaccinated. If you are traveling with a child who is over 12, so that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, then they would need to be vaccinated, double vaccinated, in order for them to be allowed entry into Saudi Arabia. Sometimes there's a misconception, and this is the rumour that I was waiting to clarify, because most restrictions were easing from the Haramain Info Twitter page. A lot of people just assumed that you would not need to be vaccinated in order to travel to Saudi Arabia. That's actually incorrect. All adults who are travelling to Saudi Arabia do need to be double vaccinated, although there's no requirement now to do this Muqim. So if you've seen my previous video, I was going through all the documentation that you would need. Although there's no requirement now to have a Muqim registered before you travel, in order for it to be checked at immigration points and then for it to be checked once you arrive in Saudi Arabia, that is no longer a requirement now, where you would have to input your immunization details and what batch it was, where you had it, which country you had it from. That is no longer a requirement, but still they are requiring you to be double vaccinated in order for you to be entered into Saudi Arabia. The praying permits, alhamdulillah, this is the best news, because I firmly believed, who is anyone to stop someone from praying in the mashallah blessed city of Makkah and in the grand mosque of Makkah? Who is anyone to stop anyone from praying? So with the restrictions being once upon a time that you would need to have praying permits in order to offer your salah in the grand mosque, that is no longer a case now, alhamdulillah. So permits have been scrapped for Makkah. You can now offer your 5 times salah, mashallah, in Makkah. There's no more restrictions in that, but still the restrictions will remain for you to have your Umrah app, for you to apply for your Umrah permit, and for you to, if you want to visit the Rawda once you are in Medina. Social distancing has been scrapped. It was scrapped initially and then they reintroduced it, but alhamdulillah now it's gone, but the requirement of still wearing the masks is still there. You don't need to quarantine if you are traveling from countries such as Pakistan and India, Bangladesh, and I think there were some other countries on the list once upon a time that had to quarantine once they arrived in Makkah, in Saudi Arabia rather. So what travel agents were doing, bless their hearts, were booking a quarantine package for those travellers, because they would have to quarantine once they arrived in Saudi Arabia. But alhamdulillah, that is no longer a requirement, so you're saving a bit of money there, alhamdulillah. So really I do hope sincerely that you now hear the truth and you see that it's not hard to travel to Makkah and Medina, and I am sure that there are some members within the community within some parts of the world who are elderly, who were really confused whether they would be able to travel because of the restrictions and having to show everything at every point. But now that is no longer a need, there's no longer a case for all of these restrictions. The only restriction that they probably struggle with is the registration for an Umrah permit and the Marna app, but that's the only thing with the Rauda. That's the only thing for the elderly side of things. So if you are traveling with a guide, or you've got a travel agent that you're traveling with, someone who is aziz to you, someone who is young traveling with you, you can quite easily ask them to just do that and register you that way. But alhamdulillah, there is no other restrictions, there is no other requirements. So really I do hope sincerely from the bottom of my heart that you do make that travel to Makkah and Medina, and if you do, please remember me in your blessed du'as. So hopefully inshallah this video is very informative, you've enjoyed it. Please remember to share the message. If you've not yet subscribed, please remember to do so. Let's subscribe and get to 1,000 subscribers. Alhamdulillah, we're already nearly reaching 80,000 views on the channel. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers, alhamdulillah, where once upon a time when I started off, I didn't even think I'd reach 1 subscriber, mashallah. So this is all your support, and it's just a way of me saying thank you by being constant in my video recordings. So please remember me in your du'as, remember my family in your du'as, and inshallah do comment down below if you are able to make that journey to the blessed lands. And I shall see you next week with another video. Look after yourself. Allah Hafiz.